Good evening, guys. Welcome to tonight's video. I want to start off by saying tonight that I am ill, so if I sound a bit funny or if I start spluttering, etc., then I do apologise. I'll try my best not to do so, but I have been struck down by man-flu, so any sympathy that you guys have, I'll be very much appreciated if you send that over to me. So I'm going to talk tonight about, I read an article basically the other day saying how meal plans suck. Now that's a video for another time completely. The main gist of it was basically, meal plans tend to be, only really meant to be followed for a short period of time. They're not always that easy to follow, they're not always meals, basically, be like 4 ounces of chicken, 10 almonds, and we don't eat things like that, we eat hamburgers, we eat tacos, we eat stews, curries, etc. And they don't really build self-sufficiency, so I assume you don't want to be told what to eat forever. You want to eventually build some self-sufficiency and be able to do this on your own. And meal plans don't really help with that. But like I said, that's a completely different video. But anyway, what they went on to talk about in this article is what they called a meal transformation game. This is an article from PN, who I love. It's all about building lifestyle habits, etc. And one thing I'm always trying to get across to people is not to aim for perfection, but to aim for a little bit better. And this is what this is great at. Okay, so it's aiming for a little bit better while still being realistic and not trying to aim for perfection. Okay, so over the next three videos, I'm going to talk about how to change meals easily. Okay, so we're going to start with breakfast. Okay, I'm going to give you an example. So stage one, basically, this is what they call, stage one is where you are now. Okay, so let's say, for example, that your go-to breakfast is a chocolate croissant with a big sugary coffee, for example, like with whipped cream, etc., etc. You eat it quickly on your way to work. You end up spilling half the coffee down. You end up with chocolate all over your face. It just gets to the point where it's not necessarily bad, but it's just not working for you anymore. Okay, maybe you get indigestion. Maybe you just decide that you don't want to do this anymore. Okay, so the game is to improve it a little bit, starting with what you already do and eat. Okay, so it's not a whole get rid of everything, it's just improve little bits. Okay, so let's go to stage two. So maybe you replace the croissant with a whole grain muffin. Okay, instead of eating a dessert in a cup, you go to maybe a normal coffee with a single cream and sugar. Okay, and maybe you grab a yogurt on the way out for a bit of extra protein. Okay, so it's just small, simple changes. Okay, now naturally you're still busy, you're still rushed, and you still eat with some distractions, maybe whilst you're, reading your emails at work. But it's a solid start and it's a little bit better, okay? So let's move on to stage three. So let's say you switch the muffin to granola with some cottage cheese and Greek yogurt, or Greek yogurt. You switch the cream in your coffee to maybe some 2% skim milk, or, if you're feeling really adventurous, you go straight to black coffee. Okay, you add in a lot of colourful fruit. And you're now eating out of dishes on a table, okay, as opposed to out of takeaway packets on the dashboard of your car. Okay, now you're still maybe checking news headlines or checking your Facebook or your Twitter, whatever, but, we're keeping it real, we're still getting better, okay? Now you get to stage four. Now this is where you're sort of eating like a pro as such, okay? Maybe, you've changed all this rushed panicking and now you're setting a little time aside to have like a nice relaxing breakfast. You've cleverly prepped, say, maybe like a frittata the night before with some veg, so you've got that ready for you in the morning. Your coffee has become a green tea. You sort of focusing your meals now on protein plus colourful veg, and they're the main components of your meals now. And you eat mindfully in a relaxed setting, okay? Now, as you can tell from these, this isn't like going from zero to this, okay? It's not telling you what to do or how much. It's just making what you do now a little bit better, okay? So it's not about achieving perfection, it's about just getting a little bit better. So where you go from here, just identify the level that you're at and try and see if you can get to the next level, okay? And identify what that would be for you and in your life. Now, you may not be able to do that every day of the week. Maybe you only do it for 2 or 3, times a week just for your breakfast for now. But again, it's not perfection, it's better. Okay, so that's just a quick video on just how to make your meals just a little bit better. So we're not aiming perfection straight away, we're just making them a little bit better each time. Because by doing it this way, it makes it so much easier and so much more sustainable. Okay, so that's just a quick one for tonight. If you are watching this on my personal profile, just be aware that I only share tips on here 2 or 3 times a week. Whereas on my page, Nathan Bancroft Coach, I share 2 tips every single day. I'll put the link to that in the comments if people want to look at that and see those tips every day. If you're watching this on my page, feel free to scroll to the top. There's a pinned post which basically says it's like a free download, and this ties in really well with this. It's like a meal prep sort of ritual as such. Free download, and basically it gives you infographics on how to build meals, different examples for each meal, and how to build your meal with different components, and also some meal prep strategies. Okay, so yeah, that's the video for tonight. Hopefully you got some value from that. As always, please feel free to like, comment and share, because I always appreciate it. So that's just a quick way to transform your breakfast. Next video, which I'll probably do tomorrow night, will be lunch. Okay, so we're just looking again at ways to make your lunch just a bit better. Okay, thanks very much for tuning in, guys. Have a great evening, and I shall see you on the next video.